control impaired, immobilized, poisoned, on fire AB. So, judgment, debilitate, iron skin, flash, no changes. I now have unstoppable force. What that does is increases the attack speed of you and your allies. So if you bring a follower along, or if you're playing Laws of Valor, will work on you and everybody else in the party, which is really, really nice. It increases the attack speed, but it also reduces the wrath cost of all your skills, every skill you're using. So Laws of Valor, Unstoppable Force is a really good skill to have for this build. And then lastly, Aircraft Champion Prophet didn't make any changes. I went back to Fervor because I'm now using the weapon called Dark Light, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But Fervor, while wielding a one-handed weapon, your attack speed is increased by 15%, and your cooldowns are reduced by 15%. So that's good. We want attack speed, we want cooldown, we want damage. That's the most important stuff for this build. Okay. I now have Long Arm of the Law, because what that does is it increases the duration of the active effect of all the laws by 5 seconds. But I'm only using Laws of Valor, so it's going to increase the law that I have for 5 more seconds, which is really nice. So I'll have increased attack speed for 5 more seconds. So keep that in mind. Finery, I still have Finery in there. It's one of the best passes for the Crusader class in the game of Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. And then Holy Cause, didn't make any changes. Kanai's Cube, I did make some changes in Kanai's Cube. I changed to Fate of the Fell for the weapon slot, because Heaven's Fury gains 2 additional rays and has its damage increased by 500%. We want the damage from Heaven's Fury, because that's what the build focuses on. The build focuses on damage from Heaven's Fury, not Fist of the Heavens. The only time you're going to spam Fist of the Heavens is the Wrath return, so you can keep spanning the skills. Keep that in mind. The damage is from Heaven's Fury. The Wrath is from spamming Fist of the Heavens. So you don't want to get that mixed up. For the armor, we have Stone Gauntlets. And getting hit increases your armor by 50%, but reduces your movement speed by 15% and attack speed by 20%. This effect stacked up to 5 times. Now, the good thing about Stone Gauntlets is it reduces the damage. The only downside, and it's kind of bad, but it slows you way down. There's a big lag, big delay when you're trying to cast spells or trying to attack. But the good thing is, it reduces the damage. And then lastly, Arena Royal Grandeur, I didn't make any changes to that. So, those are the skills and the Kanai's Cube for the changes to the build. Now, for items, I was surprised, out of all the builds out there, nobody is using the Darklight weapon. And because, I have no idea why. But as you can see, I put an emerald in there because of the critical hit damage, which is what we want. But look at what this weapon does. Fist of the Heavens now casts twice, 102 more damage. So, even though the damage output is focused off of Heaven's Fury, when I use Dark Light, my Fist of the Heavens is doing a lot of damage too. So that helps us in the long run getting through the greater rifts. So, Fist of the Heavens is going to cast twice. So, that means not only am I doing more damage from Fist of the Heavens, but I'm barely ever running out of rats. So I can spam my skills as much as I want, pretty much, and kill my enemies while I'm spamming their skill. So that is really nice to use this weapon. I highly recommend using the Dark Light for the weapon in the hand and Fate of the Fell in the cube. I highly recommend that. Okay. And then I got the 5-piece set of the Valor. Now, I only needed 5 because I had the Arena Royal Grandeur in the cube. And since I have 5, Arena Royal Grandeur will say that I have 6 pieces, and it'll give me the full 6-piece bonus, which increases the damage of Fist of the Heavens and Heaven's Fury by 20,000%. That is a huge damage buff. And I would, excuse me, I would highly recommend that. Okay? Same thing with the chest and the crown. Now, I switched out. Before I had the Compass Rose and the Traveler's Pledge. I now have Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac and the Flavor of Time. Now, the Flavor of Time, I have 20% holy skill damage. It reduces duration of control effects by 34%. But look at the very bottom. It says the pylon effect lasts twice as long. So if I have experience, greater damage, cooldown, it lasts twice as long than it normally would. So that's actually really good. And I have Bane of the Stricken in there because at rank 25, I get 25% increased damage against bosses and Rift Guardians, which is going to help us with the rifts. And each attack you make against an enemy increases the damage it takes from your attacks by 1.09%. That's not a whole lot, because I'm only at rank 29 out of 150. So as I level this gem up, the enemies are going to take more and more and more damage from my attacks, which is really good. So Bane is Stricken. I highly recommend it for this build. Okay. Convention of Elements. I got both critical hit damage and critical hit chance in their experience per kill. But the main reason I got Convention of Elements because it rotates between physical, holy, arcane, fire, and lightning, the elements. But when it rotates to holy damage, and I do holy damage, it increases the damage from using Heaven's Fury, I think it is. So that's nice. Plus, I got Bane of the Trapped in there, which increases the damage against enemies under the effects of control and parent effects by 25.8%. And, since it's at rank 36, gain an aura that reduces the movement speed of enemies within 15 yards by 30%. And gain 153% increased damage to a single element for 4 seconds. That's what Conventional Element does. So Arcane, Cold, Fire, Holy, Lightning, Physical, and Poison. So once I get to Holy, I do 153% increased damage for 4 seconds. Very nice to have. Very, very nice to have. So Convention of Elements with Bane of the Trapped is really good. Especially for this build. Especially Bane of the Trap, because we want to do damage to enemies that are immobilized. And Bane of the Trap is going to help us with that. And Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, I have Pain Enhancer in there. Because Pain Enhancer, critical hits cause the enemy to bleed for 3,800% weapon damage that's physical over 3 seconds. And reduce the remaining cooldown of one of your skills by 1 second when you hit with a resource spending attack. Gain Blood Frenzy, granting you 3% increased attack speed for each bleeding enemy within 20 yards. So my attack speed goes up, and the enemies bleed, and they take a lot of damage. Pain Enhancer is going to be really good, and it reduces the cooldown of all my skills by 6%. So Obsidian Ring of Zodiac with the Pain Enhancer in it is also really good for the build. So thumbs up for that. I highly recommend that. And that's pretty much it for our items. Just an update. So give it a shot. If it works, great. Really good if it works. If not, just keep experimenting stuff out. See if stuff works for you. If it doesn't, try a different class. Try a different set. There's plenty of guys out there. There's Riker, there's Bloodshed, there's many videos on YouTube that have different kind of classes, different kind of builds. Tomorrow, Season 20 releases. I don't know if they're going to make any changes or release some new stuff. I don't know. But all I do know is that Season 20 comes out tomorrow on Friday the 13th. So, yeah, if you like the build, just like, subscribe, comment, do whatever. Like I said, this is my YouTube channel. I usually put on gaming videos, unboxing videos, explanation videos. So pretty much my channel is pretty much all gaming stuff. But if you like my content, give me a thumbs up and like and subscribe. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.